Hi, my name is TJ Green. This is my poster presentation. My variables that I'm going to be talking about are gender, self-consciousness, and parent-child closeness. Now, some previous literature to get you familiar with these topics. We're talking about emerging adulthood right now, right? So Arnett in 2000 talks about emerging adulthood as the age from 18 to 25 and how it's a period of identity exploration. Gold in 1987 talks about self-consciousness, where he discovered that women are publicly more self-conscious than men, but privately, men and women are actually similar on their self-conscious levels. And in a study by Starles in 1994, she looked at parent-child closeness between gender. And she didn't find a significant difference between gender and parent-child closeness, but what she found was maybe when a father is with a son, they might be closer than, a father with a daughter, and vice versa. But it wasn't specific to the emerging adulthood child's gender. So with this previous research, it led me to 2 research questions and 2 hypotheses. Research question 1 is, does gender have an effect on self-consciousness? And my hypothesis is that women will be more self-conscious than men. And my second research question is parent-child closeness affected by gender? And I believe that it will not be affected by gender, as both will score similar regardless of gender. Now for the method, we had 180 participants in this. Technically there's 200, but 20 of them didn't say their gender. Therefore, I can't use them in my study because gender is one of my variables. We used the human participant pool at Cal State San Marcos for this. And if you want to see all the demographics, go on over to table 1 and you can look at those. We used the self-conscious scale, which I have here in the slides as something you can look at, as well as a parent-child closeness scale by Buchanan. The results of this study were from a t-test. The t-test was conducted to assess the correlation between gender and self-consciousness. Participants who were male, M equals 1.78, SD equals 0.44, were lower on self-consciousness than women, M equals 2.46, S equals 0.77, when the p-value was 0. And the t-test was also conducted to assess the relation between gender and parent-child closeness. Participants who are male, 3.74 for M, and SD equals 0.86, were similar on the scale to participants who were female, M equals 3.65, SD equals 0.55, and the p-value was 0.39, so it was not significant. And ultimately, this aligns with my initial hypotheses. I thought that women would be more self-conscious than men, and the results showed that, as well as the results showing that men and women don't really have a difference when it comes to parent-child closeness, right? So the hypotheses were both supported by the results. And for every study, there's going to be limitations. And one limitation that I noticed was there's little variability in the parent-child closeness. As some people maybe were not answering truthfully. Some people don't want to talk about their relationships with their parents maybe. And that's something we could have worked on, maybe better questions to get some more variability. And lastly, the implications for this study. Now that we know women are more self-conscious than men, what can we do to improve that, and what can we do to make that even out a little bit more? My table's down here, my references are down there, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thanks for listening.